contraction à la, au, de la with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. In this lesson, first we are going to see the preposition à. The preposition à is contracted with a masculine definite article in French, and that's all. À translates to, in, at, depending on the context. So let's see some example. Je vais à la plage. I'm going to the beach. So here, as you can see, to, the, becomes in French à with the preposition and la, the definite article. In this example, there is no contraction. We keep à la because the word is feminine. So à la can be, in this example, to, the. Another example now with a word starting with a vowel or a mute H. For example, je vais à l'école. Here, in our example, école is feminine, une école. But because it starts with a vowel, we use l'apostrophe. The same thing for je vais à l'étage. In this case, étage, floor, is masculine. I go to the floor, I go upstairs. Étage is masculine in this example, but because of the vowel, we use l'apostrophe. And the same thing for hôtel, because hôtel in French, the H is mute. Je vais à l'hôtel. Un hôtel is masculine. Another example now, using a masculine word, how to translate I go to the cinema. Cinema in French is masculine. So we will say, if you remember the rule, je vais au cinéma. Au cinéma. So to the becomes the contraction au. The same thing, actually we are speaking about examples from locations and things like that, but it works with any context. If you have à le doesn't exist, it's au. For example, here, my foot hurts. In French we say j'ai mal aux pieds. Au pied, because pied, foot, is masculine in French, so we use au. So remember that à le doesn't exist in French. There is a contraction only for the masculine form of this definite article, and we say au instead. A last example with plural words. I go to the toilet. So in French, toilet is feminine, but it's a plural. So in French from France, it's not the same in other countries, actually, French-speaking countries. Je vais aux toilettes. So au is the contraction of aller, A-U-X, because aller doesn't exist in French. We say au instead, with the X for the plural, but we don't pronounce it. Au. Je vais aux toilettes. Okay? So let's summarize what we've just seen about the contraction. So there is no contraction for feminine words. We say à la. There is a small contraction with the apostrophe before a vowel or mute H, à l'apostrophe. There is a contraction for masculine word. We say au. And for plural too, we say au again. And that's all for the preposition à in French. Let's see now the preposition de. It's easy, it's exactly the same thing. We are going to translate sentences like I come from somewhere. So here, je viens de la plage. I come from the beach. Again, beach is feminine, so there is no contraction. We say de la. Je viens de la plage. With words starting with a vowel or a mute H, there is the l'apostrophe. Je viens de l'école, je viens de l'étage, je viens de l'hôtel. And with a masculine word, there is a contraction. We don't say de le, we say du. Je viens du cinéma. And finally, for the plural, exactly the same thing. Je viens des toilettes. The plural is des. We don't have de les. This is a contraction. So it's true for the definite article because we say des. But you know that the same thing actually when you want to translate some. For example, if you say I want some bread. Bread, pain in French is masculine, So you will say je veux du pain. Okay? And if you want tomatoes, plural, tomate in French, you will say je veux des tomates also. So anytime you have de le or de les not exist in French, you use du and des. And that's all. It works for the masculine and the plural forms. C'est fini. Easy lesson today. If you want to read the script of this lesson, go to this direction, frenchspanishonline.com/magazine, and you will find a quiz to test your knowledge and to be sure you understand absolutely everything. Actually, in this lesson, the only thing you need to know is the gender of the words. If you know its word is masculine, you know that we have to use au or du. If it's feminine, you know it's à la or de la. There is no contraction in this case. Okay? That's all. Au revoir.